So, this has been a very long time coming. I'm going to tell you guys the entire experience that I've had, pretty much the whole journey of my self discovery as becoming an artist. So, this really does go all the way back to when I was born, like to say the least. Apparently, I was drawing these little faces and these little images before I could even walk, which I feel like probably should have been a telltale sign that, I'm an artist, but it really did take me like this long to really fully identify myself as an artist. So that really didn't stop. I mean, growing up, I was always using art as my creative outlet. Um, I've done everything from drawing and sketching, using different mediums, playing music, like fashion, like every single possible creative outlet you could probably think of, I was at least trying to dabble in to some degree. I remember even being in elementary school and my desks would always be covered in these drawings. Like I went through a major eye phase where I was drawing eyes all over my desk, or even like dragons and snakes and like all of these different images just to kind of pass the time. But I would say my art journey only really began in grade 9, so the start of high school for me. That was when I was first introduced to acrylic paintings here, which have quite literally changed my whole life. So, really, it was at that point that I started to try and expand my creativity and really explore what my artistic abilities were capable of, like that kind of thing. So, that brings us all the way to COVID days. So, by that point, I was already graduated high school. I was exploring other career paths and education. I was basically just out there living life, doing my own thing, but I had so much art just accumulated from years and years of drawing, painting, sketching, like all of that. So, really, it was at this point that I thought maybe I should at least just try and start an art page. I mean, other people had mentioned it to me in the past, and I wasn't really taking it seriously because I thought, again, well, I'm not an artist, so why should I make an art page? But really, it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made as an artist. I was definitely so terrified to put my art out there into the world for other people to see, um, specifically judge, for lack of better words. I was really just afraid of the idea that people would hate my art, especially because it's something that's so personal to me. And like I've mentioned in the past before, a lot of my pieces do hold a deeper meaning to myself. So to share that with other people was a very personal thing. But instead of it going horribly wrong, it actually went horribly right. It was essentially the start of identifying myself as an artist and really putting myself out there into that community to engage with other artists and open up those conversations and get inspired more by other people. So that has really been a cool journey for me too. So because it was really then that I started to be more comfortable with the idea of identifying myself as an artist, I'll just jump right into the small list of things that I noticed really allowed me to identify myself as an artist. And now this is a list that's just for me. I'm sure this is going to look different for everybody else out there in the world. So, really, it was only three things. So, number one, I got recognized for my art for the first time in public. This was such a cool experience. I was out with my friends one night and I got approached by a stranger, essentially, just another person out in my community, in the town where I live. And they had asked me about my art page and if I was that girl who was posting behind the scenes of cool art, essentially. This was the moment that I realized even though I have a small following, there are people out there who are actually engaging with my art and who really appreciate seeing it. So that really allowed me to feel so confident in my abilities and felt inspired even more to keep creating art. So that was really cool. Number two was definitely surreal for me. It was the moment that people started to ask me to design them tattoos. So this was very different for me. At this point, I believe I had sold like drawings and some of my paintings, but tattoos were way more personal, just in the whole idea that they're going to be on somebody's body for the rest of their lives. And if somebody's willing to have that inked into their skin, your art for the rest of their lives, that's got to be pretty serious. I'll plug in some of my designs here just to kind of show you guys some of the designs that I've done in the past. I'll leave names out just to keep it non-personal, but I figured I'd share that anyway with you guys. So, last but not least, probably the most important one for me as an artist was when I realized I was inspiring other people to make art. So, this was really huge for me. Just seeing people reach out to me or comment on my art or DM me about my art saying, wow, I really love this. Here's my own experience that I've had with this. Or I love this piece that you've done. It inspired me to make this or start my own art account. Like all of these different people just reaching out and letting me know their own experiences and their own inspirations has been such an amazing experience. And the coolest thing to feel like you've actually inspired other people to start creating. To me, that is the core of being an artist, is really inspiring other people to get creative themselves. So yes, for me, it's been a very, very long time coming, to this point at least, for identifying myself as an artist and really learning to own that experience as an artist as well. I'm sure this is definitely something that's going to be different for everybody out there in the world or every artist out there in the world, but this has definitely been my own personal experience. With that in mind, I would absolutely love to hear your guys' experiences and journeys as identifying yourselves as artists. Please open up that conversation. This is exactly what we're here for. I would love to hear everything that you have to say, all of your inspirations. Just throw it at us. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave a comment down below. I'll respond to those as fast as possible. And with that in mind, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.